Today our new lesson it's going to be about angles. We're going to learn how angles are formed and what are the types of angles. If you have a look at these drawings, you're going to see that they don't look like a line because we took from before that lines, they have to continue from both sides. And also, they don't look like line segments because we said that line segments, they stop from both sides. So, what do you think we're going to call these drawings? If you notice something that in each drawing from one side it stops and from the other side it continues. It stops from one side and it continues from the other side. So in math, a part of a line that it stops from one side and it continues from the other side, it has a name. It's called a ray. So rays have one end point, this is the end point, and move in one direction. So only they have one arrow and they have one end point. In this picture you're going to see that I have, this is my end point and this is a ray. This is another one, also another one. So this is a drawing of a ray that it stops at letter F and it continues from the other side, and if I'm going to name my ray it's going to be FY. Now have a look at this drawing. What do you see? I don't see a line, I don't see a line segment, but I can see two rays. This is my first ray. It starts from here and it continues up, and this is my second ray. So I have two rays, right? And these two rays, if you notice, they are connected or they meet at only one end point. So I have two rays that they meet at only one common end point, which is A. So what's between these two rays? Here I can call it in math, this it's called what? Angle. I call it, it's an angle. So the angle, it is formed by two rays that have the same end point. But for example, if I have, this is one ray and this is another ray, right? Can they form an angle? No, because each ray has its own end point. So to make an angle, it should have what? The same end point. So as we said from before, angles are made up of two rays that have a common end point. Okay, now we're going to move to the types of angles. In this lesson I'm going to teach you three types of angles. The first kind, we call it the right angle. The right angle, it is made up of what? Two rays that have an L shape. If you look at these drawings, you're going to see that they have an L shape, the two rays, but what makes this a right angle, it is the perfect corner. So if you can draw a perfect corner, a perfect square, this means it's a right angle. A right angle, it is an angle with a perfect corner, with a perfect square, and the two rays, they make what? An L shape. Here are some real-life examples about a right angle. I'm going to show you how. Here I can draw a perfect square, also here a perfect, so I have a right angle at this corner also. Even here I can draw a perfect square. This means I have a right angle. We're going to move to our second kind, acute angle. If you're going to hear the word acute Anytime you hear the word acute, you think of something that it's small, right? So acute angle, an angle that it's smaller than a right angle. Its opening, it's less than the opening of a right angle. If you have a look at this drawing, you're going to see this is an acute angle. If it was a right angle, it's supposed to be like this, having the perfect square here, but see, its opening, it is what, less than the right angle, so I'm going to call it an acute angle. Here we have some real life examples about an acute angle. We have the slice of pizza. Here I have an acute angle. Here I have also from this part, and the opening here also I have the opening of the scissor, it forms an acute angle, and also the mouth of the alligator, it forms an acute angle. Now we're going to move to the third kind, which is called obtuse angle. The obtuse angle, it is an angle that it is bigger, larger, wider. The opening, it is bigger than the what? The right angle. So the opening of it, it is wider and bigger than the right angle. If you look at this drawing, you're going to see if it was a right angle, it's supposed to be like this, and this is the perfect corner, but see, it is wider than the right angle, so it is more than a right angle. Also, here some real life examples about the obtuse angle. You can see the mouth of the snake, the opening, it is more than a right angle. Also here, the lion's mouth, the wings of the airplane, and the angle here of the roof. So we reached the end of our lesson. In this lesson, we took the meaning of a ray. It is a part of a line that it stops from one side and continues from the other side. We took the meaning of an angle, how it is formed by two rays connected at one end point, and also we took the types, the three types of angles: the right angle, the acute angle, and the obtuse angle. Thank you very much.